In this video, I'm going to explain the law of attraction. See, everybody knows about the law of attraction, but they don't know how to utilize it to their maximum potential and attract the things that they actually want into their life. That's why I've created this video, which addresses the most common misconceptions that people have in such a manner that you get the power back and you will be able to create a manifestation routine which is more suitable to you, and you'll be able to attract all the things that you want in your life. So let's begin with the video. Hey fam, I hope you guys are doing really well and welcome back to my channel. My name is Akansha, and as you saw from the trailer, I talk about all the things positive, but basically I focus on practicality. In this video, I'm going to explain the law of attraction. Now, see, everybody knows about the law of attraction. Everybody knows that it is a principle where you attract things into your life by thinking about them. And because thoughts and emotions are created, what you feel you attract into your life. So for example, if you're thinking positively and feeling happy, you're going to attract more situations which are happy or positive. But then there are certain misconceptions. Like people, they ask me, how many times should we do the ritual? And how do we know whether the universe has heard you or not? So I explain to my students this entire concept by telling them a story. Now, this story in itself is nothing spectacular. It's just a pretext to tell you the life lessons. So if you stick with me to the end, you will be able to understand this entire concept better. So let's begin. Now imagine that there is this kid. Okay, and this kid's father is a billionaire. He is the CEO of some very important company. Now obviously, because this person is of a high position, he has many jobs to do and he has many responsibilities. So he doesn't get that much time to interact with his son. Of course, the son knows this and he understands this, and he doesn't really pay attention to this. He knows that his father loves him. So one day, this kid decides that he wants a particular pen. So he goes up to his father and he says that I want this particular pen because I want to go to an exams and I want to write beautifully without interruption. So the father at that time is on the computer. He doesn't pay any attention. The kid doesn't think that it's important to keep repeating his demand because he knows the father would have heard it. He comes back and he goes back to study, because even though his father is a multi-billionaire or billionaire, he's not going to come and sit in the exams. The kid has to pass the exams himself. So he focuses on studying. Then the day of the exams arrives. So he gets up in the morning and he realizes that there's no pen. And he feels really angry because it's just a pen. Why hasn't he given that to him? His father is a billionaire. Of course, he can afford it. So he feels really angry. He feels really frustrated, and he's just sitting at his bed and he's just so angry. But when he looks around, he starts to calm down because he's looking at small things. He's looking at his bed, which is a very expensive mattress and it has a very nice lining. He's looking at his PS4. He's looking at his guitar, anything. His room is filled with luxuries. So he understands that the father really does love him. Then he thinks to himself, why was the pen not given? The pen is something so inexpensive. Why did the father not give it to him? So he just calms down and starts to rationalize why that happened. And then he thinks that he really doesn't understand it. Maybe it's the father's attempt to teach him a life lesson that you shouldn't be wasteful, or maybe he wanted to give him something. He decides that the next time that he's going to meet his father, he's going to ask. He doesn't really care because he knows that his father loves him. So he gets dressed up and he goes down. When he goes down, his father's waiting for him, and not only does he give him a new pen, he gives him an entire pencil case, like a new bag, everything. You too can manifest more than you desire. You can actually get a lot more if you focus on these life lessons. The number one lesson is that you have to think of the universe as either a parent or a friend. Now, what happens is that when you think of the universe as a parent or as a father or a mother, whatever, you start to begin to become comfortable. So your resistance, the thing that those subconscious blocks, they become less in nature. What happens, for example, like if you're a kid and you don't even realize this, suppose you see your parents fighting over money or the lack of money, you automatically start thinking, okay, so money brings a lot of bad relationships. It has a bad effect on relationships. So even though you want money and you're actively trying to manifest it, your subconscious mind is so powerful, it's just focusing on that particular thing. So, but when you start thinking of the universe as a lovable person, somebody who cares about you, this thing gets bypassed. So you can automatically go over your blockages. The second point that you have to focus on is that when you think of the universe as a billionaire, everything seems inconsequential, like a pen to a billionaire. It doesn't matter, it's not at all expensive. See, once you start thinking of these things, you start to devalue everything that you want. So you're kind of really attracting it into your life. What happens is that people, they start thinking, they start getting in their own way. They start thinking, oh my God, I want a car, but that car is so expensive. How will I be able to manifest it? It's too much. But once you start thinking that this world has been created by the universe, everybody who's rich has already been created by this person. What is a car for that person? Even if you want like the most luxurious car, it's just a car for the universe. So once you start thinking in such a manner, everything seems less valuable. So you don't get into your own way. So if you want a luxury car, it seems believable. It seems as if it's in your reach. If you want that mansion, if you want, fame or whatever, everything seems within your reach because you start believing that it is nothing for God. So it's like a reverse psychology trick. By devaluing the value of your creation or of your manifestation, you actually reduce or remove all the resistance towards it. Isn't that amazing? Now, the third point is kind of important. See, notice how that child went up to the father and said that he wanted a pen, but the father did not give a response. It did not feel necessary for the child to keep pestering the father. Now what happens is that when people are performing these manifestation rituals, for example, they are creating a vision board or they are burning a bay leaf or whatever, they're trying to manifest something, they just get focused in the ritual instead of focusing on the outcome. So what happens is that people, they think that, okay, I must keep doing this. They keep focusing on the ritual. See, the universe will never give you the sign. You have to believe that the universe has heard you in order for your manifestation to actually become a tangible object. If you believe that they haven't heard you and you need to keep repeating your ritual, you are stuck in a loop because you're feeling inadequate. You're going to manifest situations in which you are continuing to be inadequate. Are you getting me? See, if I write once, I want this, and then I let it go, I know my order has been placed. Imagine that you're going on an online website and you're just writing, okay, I want to buy this. It's added to my cart. I've bought it. You don't keep reconfirming whether this order has been placed. Similarly, don't focus on the ritual. Actually focus on yourself. Now the next life lesson is that the kid went to study. He did not wait for the pen to come. He was not waiting for any sign or anything to come. He just started studying. And this is a fact that people ignore. If you want something, you actually have to work towards it. If you want to be a YouTuber, you have to produce the videos. If you want to be a popular star, you want to be a singing star, you have to practice singing. People think that as soon as they perform the ritual, they just have to sit and wait and things will drop automatically into their laps. That is not the thing. Of course, there is some magic involved. You will be inspired to take new courses of action. That's important. But you actually have to work towards your goal. The next life lesson is that the kid got up and he felt angry because his manifestation or that pen had not come. He thought that this pen is something very small. Why wasn't his dad able to buy it for him? Now, there will be moments in your life when you will feel disappointed. Okay, you will feel that this is something so small, why hasn't it come? And it's basically because your subconscious blocks, the blocks that you're not at all aware of, are coming to the forefront. So in such a situation, it's okay to feel anger, but don't get consumed by that emotion. You should have faith. That is all you have to do as an individual to get your manifestation into your life. You have to have faith. You can feel angry for a few seconds. You can feel disappointed, if you want to cry. But these are all human emotions. Be human. But don't let your faith become anything less than what it is. If your faith becomes weak, then your manifestation becomes weak. See, the kid, he looked around and he saw that there are so many things like that guitar or that PS4. All these things were pointed that his dad loved him. The universe loves you. Look at your life. There would be so many things that the universe has gifted to you. So just focus on that. Now, before I tell you the last point, I just wanted to tell you guys, like, subscribe, comment. If you've liked this content, I have a lot of more content. Just don't let me drown into the sea of YouTubers. Okay, so the last point is that the kid stopped waiting for the pen. When he started feeling lack of something, that emotions were taking over him, he self-soothed himself. And that is what you have to do. In order to maintain your faith, you need to self-soothe yourself. You need to rationalize. You need to calm yourself down by talking to yourself. And you have to let it go. What happens is that when people are trying to manifest something, they say that they want it by that day or they want it by that day. Now just stay with me for a minute. If you are thinking, I want something by this date, what is the word that you're focusing on? It's not, I want it by this date, I want it. So you're focusing on the word want. So what emotion is related to that word? The emotion of desperation, unfortunately. So you are giving out this strong emotion of desperation. So according to this law of attraction, what's going to happen? You're going to manifest more things or more situations in which you would be forced to be desperate. So you're constantly going to wait. So instead of just letting it go does not mean that it's something very difficult or complex. Just don't care when it's going to come. Just have faith that it's going to come and just don't focus on a specific time. You've let it go. So once you start doing that, it actually comes to you. So to summarize, you as an individual need to do the following things. You need to have a specific goal. That's the first step that you need to do, specific goal. Then don't get caught up in how I should write this goal. You can write it on a piece of paper and you can look at it casually. You can make a vision board, whatever feels comfortable to you. Don't listen to others. Don't listen to these law of attraction gurus or whatever. They are just trying to sell their products. Just focus, reflect inwards. What makes you feel good? Do you feel good making a vision board? Do you feel good making these lists? Just write something specific, because if you're not specific, you don't have a container for the law of attraction to fill it in. If you have a container, then only the things will be manifested. The second thing is that you have to take steps towards your goal. Now these steps can be baby steps. You can take one mini step. You can put little effort, but just don't be stagnant. Just don't wait for something to happen and then start working towards your goal, because if you're waiting for something, you're going to be constantly waiting for something. So just start. Even if you want to be, like for example, you want to be a YouTuber and you don't have the equipment, start writing your ideas. Are you understanding? Baby steps at least means that you're moving forward and you're not stuck. The third thing that you need to do is you need to have faith. Without faith, you're never going to achieve anything. Even if you have the best equipment and the best camera and everything, the best lighting and the best audio, if you don't have the faith that you can move mountains, you will not be able to do it. The last and the most important point is not to be obsessed with your goal. Of course, work towards it. Have that feeling that it's going to come towards you. It's yours. It doesn't have to physically come into the realm and come towards you. It's yours. It has already become yours here, and that's why things will change here. So once you do that, you're not really obsessing over it and you've let go the attachment. And once you do that, that thing will be yours. I hope this helped to clear your doubt. One more thing that people ask is, how many times should we do the rituals? See, like I told you in the story, this kid, he did not bother his father. Don't be stuck on the ritual. Just do what makes you happy. If you are happy, you're going to manifest more happy situations into your life. I hope this video was helpful to you. You know the drill, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Actually, comment this particular thing. Were you able to identify all the life lessons in the video? If so, just write a yes. Bye.